Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is now pumping directly towards our next very important price target. My long positions are performing extremely well, but I do need to warn you that in the next couple of days and this specific week, we can literally expect a massive drop towards downside. Let me show you because it does look like our long position we talked about yesterday is right now playing out almost exactly. Of course, I do put my money where my mouth is, and I did enter a brand new long or a buy position on Ethereum literally exactly after Bitcoin hit this major area of support. And if you do follow me on Twitter, you definitely know that 23 hours ago, I posted a very interesting tweet right here. Here is the only Bitcoin chart you need today. 2-hourly time frame is showing hidden bullish divergence across all major indicators. Bitcoin is consolidating in a descending channel, increasing the odds of a breakout. Enjoy your Sunday. And yes, it does look like we were trading exactly at this very important area of support at the time of posting this specific tweet. And of course, also I explained to you why we can simply be looking for a brand new long or a buy position at the area of support. Now, Bitcoin is seeing a push towards the upside, and that is why I entered a brand new long or a buying position on Ethereum, literally almost exactly at this specific area. But the thing is, our main plan at the moment, it is still not finished. We are looking for higher targets, and also something that we have been talking about, it is going to be our next important price target at approximately 100,000 US dollars. If you have been watching my videos, if you maybe even follow me on Twitter, you most probably know for how long we have talked about our main very important price target of approximately 100,000 US dollars. We talked about our daily level and also our liquidity level. And if you right now pay attention at what area is Bitcoin trading at the moment, it is going to be exactly at this specific daily high time frame area of resistance. But the reality is, as of right now, we are still not reaching our next very important price target, which is actually going to be, once again, the liquidity level above our recent high, because when you zoom in, let's just say on the 30-minute time frame, it still looks like we haven't been able to take out our liquidity level right here. And also, for example, when we go with other exchanges, it still looks like our previous high right here for liquidity purposes still has not been taken. Additionally, when we go with the liquidations chart right here, you can still see a lot of liquidations exactly above our recent highs. And not only that, when we go then on the daily time frame, measuring the entire upper price action with the volume, it still does look like value area high, it is going to be our area of resistance. Unfortunately, at the moment, we still need to say to ourselves, most probably because it's a significant area of resistance, we need to be slightly more careful, expecting another push towards downside. And right now, what I am going to show you, you need to be definitely paying very close attention, because we are seeing some significant bearish signs with the entire push towards the upside. I am going to explain to you everything, and to be honest, I have not seen anyone on YouTube and also on Twitter talking about the L8 waves exactly at this specific area and combining everything with our liquidations level and also with our very important Fibonacci golden ratio. And additionally, also going one step further, we are going to take a look at the next very important high time frame areas of resistances. Before we do talk about that, I would really appreciate if you right now smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes definitely possible. And also, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let's talk about right now something very important that people simply do not know exists, and that is of course going to be the order flow and also the L8 wave. First of all, what are you going to see? We are seeing a significant open interest increase. That being said, brand new money is right now coming directly in the market, pushing the price higher. What we are seeing for the past couple of hours right here is a bullish Bitcoin indication. And that is simply why on Twitter, only a couple of hours ago, or maybe even, 1 hour ago right here, I mentioned to you that at the moment, we are still targeting 100,000 US dollars. Once we surpass 100,000 US dollars, things are going to get slightly more scary. Why so? Because now we need to talk about a bearish elite wave count. That being said, when you pay attention to the volume, and trust me, people do not really pay that much attention to the volume once Bitcoin is seeing any major significant push towards the upside or a push towards downside. Increasing volume on a push down is a significant bearish Bitcoin indication. A push towards the upside with decreasing volume is also a bearish Bitcoin indication. And what you can right now see, we are pushing towards the upside on Bitcoin, and the volume is clearly going lower and lower and lower. So this right now means that most probably this entire thing we are seeing for the past couple of weeks right here, it is going to be a part of a bigger ABC correction. And let's right now talk about that, because we can now identify this entire move towards downside to simply be the first elite wave towards downside, the first part of the correction. As of right now, we are forming the B elite wave, and after this one right here, it is going to be finished, we can expect another 5-wave price structure towards downside, which means we are looking for a very similar impulse towards downside, what we also got literally exactly from the all-time high. That being said, a drop towards downside of approximately 15%. The only question that we need to right now ask ourselves is, how high can this push towards the upside actually go? And that is why we now need to talk about our next important price targets, because you most probably already know right now, our first level to pay attention to is still going to be our liquidations level at approximately 100,000 US dollars. But what are then going to be our higher targets if our liquidations level right here is actually going to see a break towards the upside? The most important thing, once again, you need to pay attention to is still going to be the volume. If the volume increases once we are going to go above our area of resistance right here, if we are going to see some follow through towards the upside, of course, we are looking for higher targets. However, if we are going to see absorption at the area of resistance at our liquidity level right here at 100,000 US dollars, make sure you're ready with a brand new short or a sell position, because potentially we can expect another significant push towards downside on the Bitcoin chart itself. And maybe right now you're wondering, how low can Bitcoin actually go with our C elite wave? Because the reality is we got a 5-wave price structure towards downside with our A wave, and because we are looking for a zigzag correction right here, again, we can pay attention to a 5-wave price structure towards downside. That being said, another impulse towards downside. And what is actually going to be our next important price target? Of course, we are going to go with our very important Fibonacci extension levels. We are going to measure from the all-time high back towards the low. That being said, we are comparing our C elite wave with the A elite wave that was formed already a couple of weeks ago, and we need to put our third pivot at the high of our B elite wave. Now, once again, we do not know as of right now still at what area we are going to top out. We know that potentially we can top out literally after the liquidity grab above our recent high. However, later in the video, we also need to talk about what is going to be our next price target for our B elite wave, because how we can also get the B elite wave, Fibonacci extensions from our swing low back towards the swing high, back towards our swing low, and it does look like 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level is already getting surpassed. Our 1.236 is landing at 100,000 US dollars, but then the next one is going to be 1.618 Fibonacci extension level at 103,000 US dollars. All of those Fibonacci extension levels, yes, they are important. However, I do have even more important levels ready for you, and I am going to show them to you literally in the next couple of minutes. But first, if we are topping out, let's just say at 100,000 US dollars, the next important target is 0.618, or ideally 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level. So please right now, do not get scared, because it does look like our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension, it is literally landing at 83,600 US dollars. So ideally, we want to potentially also, of course, break our 100,000 US dollar towards the upside to go towards our next important target at approximately 102,000 US dollars, because in that case, our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension, it is going to be, of course, higher at 86,000 US dollars, aligning very nicely also with our lower daily high-term time frame area of support. Of course, if we do see a push towards the upside, we are then going to look for another significant long position, and also already where we are trading at the moment at approximately 100,000 US dollars, if there is going to be a very nice reaction, we can also potentially fire a brand new short or a sell position on the Bitcoin price itself. That is why at the moment it is quite smart for you to secure those insane free bonuses using the links down below. Bybit is offering to you with the first link down below a 30,000 US dollar free bonus after you're going to register on the platform and after initial deposit. But also, 2bit exchange without KYC is giving you almost the exact same bonus, but also only after you're going to register with my specific link, you are going to get 50 USDT completely for free. Additionally, some insane deposit bonuses are available to you with the links down below, because I was able to negotiate those insane bonuses for you to then actually enter a brand new long, maybe even a short or a sell position once Bitcoin is going to hit our major, very important targets. So at the moment, I am staying in my long or buy positions on majority of the altcoins, including Bitcoin, but nevertheless, in the next couple of days, in the next, let's just say 1 week, we need to be ready. We need to be prepared for another push towards upside once again, because this entire move towards the upside, it is unfortunately happening on a descending volume, which signals to us the entire move towards the upside does look weak, and most probably it is a part of a bigger correction towards the downside. Now, what are going to be our next important targets you need to be aware of where Bitcoin potentially can top out with the BLE wave? I am only going to talk about 3 important levels, and the first level you already know about. It is going to be our liquidity level at approximately 99,900 US dollars, or of course we can also very simply pay attention towards the value area high, slightly higher at approximately 100,000 US dollars. The most important thing is we grab the liquidity above our recent high, we also go towards the liquidations at 100,000 US dollars, and then we need to see what a reaction it is going to happen at this specific area. If there is no reaction and we do see some kind of a follow through with the volume, maybe even with the open interest increase, that is then going to be a bullish indication. We are not going to look for a short right here, we are going to look for higher targets. And our next target for our BLE wave right here, it is still going to be, of course, maybe you've guessed it, maybe not, the golden Fibonacci ratio when we are measuring the entire move towards downside, and this specific level is landing at 102,000 US dollars, aligning very nicely also with our liquidity level above our recent high. Now, if we also, for example, don't see any major reactions at this specific area, simply we can apply high-term time frame levels on the chart, where we can then see the weekly and also the daily area of resistance are going to be at approximately 104.5 to approximately 106,000 US dollars. Now, to be honest, if we are going to go towards the daily level right here, I do think breaking an all-time high, it is then going to be slightly more likely, but the weekly area of resistance, of course, it is a stronger one because we can identify it on a much higher term time frame, that being said, on the weekly time frame. But nevertheless, we right now know if Bitcoin does continue higher with low volume, most probably it is a part of a bigger ABC correction. Make sure you are prepared, make sure you're taking some profits out of your long positions on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and of course also on majority of the altcoins. But nevertheless, if we are going to be pushing towards the upside very weak, we can then simply look to fire a brand new short or a sell position on the Bitcoin price itself. Our, once again, most important targets you need to be aware of. First one is the liquidity level, then is the golden Fibonacci ratio, and if we are going to surpass our golden Fibonacci ratio, then simply weekly high-term time frame area of resistance, it is going to be the next one. Once again, I know I'm repeating myself, but we need to see a push towards the upside with a volume decrease, because only in that case we are still going to know we are forming some kind of an ABC correction on the Bitcoin price itself. If the volume starts increasing, if the open interest is also going to see a push towards the upside, while CVD is also going to be increasing, we are then definitely going to know most probably Bitcoin is going to attack its previous all-time high at approximately 108.5 thousand US dollars. That is why it is super important for you to be subscribed on the channel, and of course also like the video for you to get get notified exactly once I'm going to be making another Bitcoin update video, because you definitely want to stay up to date. Now, let's also talk about another very important thing, which is going to be our very important RSI indicator aligning very nicely with the money flow indicator. On the 4-hourly time frame, we are not reaching overbought area just yet. So that being said, potentially, of course, slightly higher targets can be expected. And as I mentioned before, most probably we are going to go towards our liquidity level, at least, where we are going to liquidate a lot of short positions directly from the market. So RSI is saying to us slightly higher can be expected. And also here, you need to also be warned, because you can clearly see we are forming a lower high on the RSI, lower highs on the money flow indicator, but higher highs on the Bitcoin price itself. So because we are trading from level to level, because we know our liquidity level right here is a big one, we know bearish divergences are being formed on the indicators right here, and also most probably the RSI indicator on the 4-hourly time frame is also going to be overbought literally in the next couple of hours. Be ready with your take profits, because once again, we don't want to leave money on the table, especially if this bigger ABC correction is going to take place in the next couple of days. Yes, of course, you also need to know if you're going to be shorting the market, make sure you're still setting a stop loss, because overall speaking, on average, we are still moving in a very nice uptrend. However, because we know most probably this push towards the upside is a part of a correction, just be ready, be prepared in a case Bitcoin is actually going to see another significant push towards downside in the next couple of days. That is why you can also secure some insane free bonuses using the links down below for you to be ready to buy the dip without KYC. And also, thank you for smashing up the like button.